Everyone is controlled by money, whether consciously or subconsciously. It dictates every decision we make in life, what we eat, where we choose to live, even the opportunities we choose to chase. Sometimes it even determines our self-worth. But it shouldn't. The problem with this is most people feel like there's no way for them to get more money. They're only going to be able to dig themselves further into this hole. And while they find that to be the solution, they'll just keep digging until they either reach the end or maybe strike oil down there. Thinking like this creates a cycle, and it's a trap, not only financially, but psychologically. If you think about it, money isn't just paper or numbers on a screen. It represents security, survival, status, and freedom. That's why it has such a grip on humankind. Some people get caught putting themselves so far into debt, thinking that they're going to come out of it, that they are never able to recover. Some people try living lifestyles that truly are so far out of their budget that put them even farther into the hole. And some people have no vision of how that they can end this cycle, how they can make more money. They truly just believe it's all over and there's nothing for them to do. But all three of these things, they're traps. They're meant to keep you within this cycle, never making more and not having goals for the future that are obtainable. So this is what psychologists call a scarcity loop. When you're focused on not enough, well, it shrinks your decision-making skills. And this leads to you making more decisions that only reinforce the hole that you're in. So how do you finally break out of this cycle and change your life? Well, it comes down to two things, a mindset shift and a system shift. Now let me explain to you what that actually means. So first, it's the mindset. You need to redefine what money means to you. It's not freedom in the future. No, you should treat it like oxygen. You only need enough to breathe comfortably in the moment. And well, you want to be able to keep breathing, so that's something to keep in mind. But too much of that and chasing it too much will actually make it feel more suffocating and make the trap, well, even worse. You also need to detach your identity from the money you make. Your worth is not associated with how much you make. You are determinant of your own worth. That might not be a real word, but I determine it to be so, and I determine my worth to be far beyond any low-level vocabulary mistakes. Your worth is not tied to a number or the paycheck you get every couple weeks. Those might be important, but they do not determine you and your worth to this world. Now, second is your system. You need to stop the debt spending loop. That is the number one most important thing. You need to, first of all, change your systems. If you are spending money as soon as you get it and you're putting yourself into debt, that is not healthy and it's not going to help you. You also need to change what a win is for you. Maybe paying off a bill or, getting a payment done every single month. That is a win. That is an accomplishment that you have made, and it should be treated like one. You shouldn't have to go treat yourself even more so, spend more money because you've just spent money. No. You need to start small and build up. Focus on your skills, not the hours you've worked. A lot of times the fulfillment that we can gander for ourselves, that we can accomplish truly in a day, is not from working more hours, pushing ourselves harder. We're going to feel more drained, less fulfilled, and have less time in our lives to do what we really want to. You need to chase skills and talent. Whatever you feel is special to you and is going to give you difference in your day from what you did yesterday or the next day afterwards, that needs to be chased and nurtured. The skills that you have is what makes you an individual person. So nurture those skills, create something amazing, and you're going to feel so much more fulfilled than if you worked a couple extra hours of overtime. You need to automate stability. Now, this isn't something you can achieve right away. Trust me, I understand that. But if you can slowly start to achieve this, have a program that sets aside $20 to $50 every paycheck and slowly build up. Once you have leverage and you've automated that to do it for you, life is so much more freeing. If you are responsible for making the decision of putting money aside all the time or stopping yourself from buying something, it is so much more difficult. But if you can automate that, have the decision be made automatically, think of all the time you're going to save, the effort you're going to save yourself. Once you have that system put in place to make yourself money, to save yourself money, you are going to be much more happy. It takes the emotion out and lets the consistency and the momentum build up. So the real solution to all this isn't getting rich overnight. It's not winning the lottery. It's about building leverage over time. You need to invest in yourself, learn to love your skills, nurture them and create them. Find the things in your life that will help propel you forward. You need to control your environment. Stop letting temptation win you over with silly purchases or things within your life. Everything within your environment needs to be controlled in order for you to propel yourself forward. And then lastly, you need to embrace slower wins. Not everything is about coming up right away, coming up on $1 million. No, slowly but surely, you will win, you will compound, and you will be free from this trap, this cycle. The only way for you to dig yourself out of the hole isn't for you to actually keep digging. The real way is for you to stop digging, build yourself a ladder, and get out of that hole to begin with. Because if you keep digging, guess what? You're never going to find the end. And there's a pretty slim chance you're going to find oil if you're in Alberta, Saudi Arabia, or the other, handful of places that are oil rich. If you guys find yourselves being controlled by money, or even just feeling that your life will never progress, feeling that you're stuck in one place all the time, well, examine the things around you. Examine what is causing that. And I would almost guarantee there is a lingering effect of the money within your lives. Whether you don't feel you're making enough money or that you'll never achieve that, there's always some effect on your overall being when money is involved. So learning to remove that completely, you're only going to progress so much further, I promise that. And if you don't think you will, well, leave a comment down below and tell me why not. And please, if you do think so and you've made it this far into the video, consider subscribing. It helps out a lot and pushes me to continue making these videos. So thanks so much for watching today, guys. Make sure you leave a comment down below just to interact a little bit and continue pushing this discussion forward. Let me know how you feel about it, and did I hit all the bases right? Am I on the right track? I sure think I am, but maybe you don't. So let me know why you disagree down in the comments below. But before that, send this to your grandma, send this to your dog, maybe even your aunt, and have yourself a great day.